Hey, how's it going, guys? Garcia here with another portfolio update. So in this portfolio update, I'll go over the breakdown. It was a busy day trading, so I'll show all those trades. We'll go over what's going on Twitter, and I'll give the shoutouts at the end of the video. So today we are slightly up to $105,480.23. So it was a pretty good day today, given that Palantir, I think it ended slightly in the red today. Yeah, Palantir just slightly went down 0.3%, but we did pretty well in the other accounts. So we'll start off with the small account. In the traditional IRA, we're up 2.4% today. We're up 20% in the past month, 12.7% year to date, and in the all-time, same thing. So let's go back here. So here you'll notice we have some Palantir covered calls, and I'll go ahead and talk about that in the big portfolio. So today the reason the portfolio is up is mostly because of TSLA. So you'll see today it is up 8%. So that today's return $118 just for the TSLA position. So it's good to be diversified a little bit into that ETF. In the Roth IRA, we are up 3.6% today. We are up 5.9% in the past month, 5.8% year to date, and all-time 5.6%. So here you'll notice we also have a couple Palantir covered calls. The TSLA, the ENVX 1350 covered call, we're down 100% on that call. And the reason we're down 100% is because we received $26 and now it's worth twice as much. So that's the total return you see there of negative $26. Now, the reason I'm not worried about this at all whatsoever is because ENVX is still at $13.17. It is still below the strike of this covered call. So because it's not even crossing that strike of 1350 yet, I have no reason to be calculating the intrinsic value on this. I'm just going to let it do its thing, let time run out, and then I'll roll if I need to. So for now, I'm just letting it do its thing. All right. So here the TNA $60 long call. Here, this one is. Oh wow! It looks like TNA had a pretty good day today to start off, but then it kind of ended up. I'm still surprised though. It ended up up 4% today. So I wonder why. I guess we'll see later on. But yeah, today actually went down 2%, given that TNA was up 4%. Oh well, with these, sometimes the liquidity on these options isn't too high. But yeah, total return is negative 8%. So we're just keeping an eye on that, small caps. Today, we'll go to today's return. TSLA, because we'll go over the equity. And you can see TSLA is the biggest position on this portfolio. And today's return is $480, which is pretty good. Palantir negative 22, ENVX $81, BITX $8, and PEGY $2. Okay. Oh yeah, and you also notice too that the buying power is going up little by little as I'm selling more cash secured puts, more covered calls. And I'm just going to be using that to buy more shares of, I'm thinking TSLA if there's a dip tomorrow, or Palantir. Just keep loading up on that. Okay. Now, in the big account, because this one's mostly Palantir, it's like 90-something% Palantir. This one is only up 0.65%. And even though Palantir was down, I'll show you why I'm still up for the day. For the month, we're up 18.5%. Year to date, we're up 23%. And in the all-time, we're down 2.7%. So we're a little slowly but surely getting out of this hole that we're in. And, hopefully over the long term, I'll start, outperforming the market. Okay. And so you'll notice here, first thing, that the buying power has gone way down. And the reason it went down is because I finally started selling cash secured puts on Palantir. So we'll go to total percent change. So today, I started selling them aggressively, and I sold them in pieces at a time. I sold 10 to start off. Then I sold 4 more, and then I sold 5 more. So a total of 19 contracts. And on average, I received a credit of 69 cents per contract, or $69. So here you'll see that the total return is negative 7% because Palantir dipped slightly after selling these cash secured puts. So nothing to worry about there. I finally started selling covered calls on Palantir. Now here I chose $27 as a strike because it's a very conservative strike for Palantir to shoot up that high. And even if it shoots up to 27, I'll have the opportunity to roll if I have to. And I would be rolling to a very conservative strike of like $30, $32 if I have to, just to keep the shares. You know, I'm not selling in the sense of wheeling where I want these to get called away. I do not want to get these called away. I simply want to collect, those pennies in front of the steamroller, and I'll keep rolling up and away to avoid, getting called. So here, I'm actually up already on this play. I received $37 per contract, and they're now worth $31 each. So I received, I think it was around $1,300 in total for this. Yeah, it was around $1,300. And, now it's worth $1,085. So a total return of $210. All right. One thing that I also did is that I sold another round of covered calls on the poor man's covered call. And the reason I did that, when did I sell this? I sold it at 1:35 p.m. So at 1:35, it was pretty good timing on that. So at 1:35, when Tesla was up 5% for the day, I figured, you know what? I'm gonna sell some conservative covered calls. So I sold a $195 strike. I don't expect Tesla to get there, and I did this just in case the vote goes for Elon tomorrow. That Tesla's gonna shoot up to $190, $200 overnight. I'm still within range where I can still wait and roll in time instead of getting assigned immediately. So, and actually I'm already up 27% on this. Had it been up 3 more percent, I probably would have closed it today, to lock in the 30% gain in one win in one day. Okay. And one thing I kind of wanted to highlight is my returns. You know how people use the S&P 500 to, compare their returns? Because I'm selling covered calls and cash secured puts against Palantir, which is the biggest position in the portfolio by far, I want to compare my returns to the Palantir stock. I want to know, am I better off just holding the stock and not touching it at all? Or are selling puts, selling calls, proactively and, I guess, patiently on Palantir if it's actually a sound strategy or not. And one thing I do that is since I started selling, taking it seriously, it was right before earnings. I like to use February 5th, right before that major pop. From February 5th to June 12th, Palantir has gone up 42%. That's a huge return in that time frame. So from February 5th to June 12th, what was that? 42%. In my account, in that same time, from 42%, I'm up 54%. So from February 5th, I was already all in Palantir. So that's why I'm kind of using this time frame and not here. Here, in this time frame here, is when I was selling those cash secured puts on Marathon, Bitcoin Miner, and I really didn't have, it was just a shit show. So this is when I was selling all the puts and calls on Palantir. And let's go to the 3-month. My portfolio in the last 3 months is up 3.8%, whereas Palantir in the last 3 months, it's actually down 7%. Now let's go to the 1 month. Palantir is up 12.7% in the past month, 12.78. I'm up 18.59%. So it's pretty awesome to be able to see it in real time, seeing my portfolio outperform the stock that I'm holding, 95% in. So it's just awesome, up 4.48% in the past week. up 7.2%, 7.12% in the past week. So underperforming in the week, but in the day, down 36.3% and up 0.65%. So I think over the long run, as long as I keep outperforming Palantir, I'm just going to continue selling puts and calls on it, no matter what people say online. People online can say, oh, you're just going to have your calls, called away. Good luck capping your upside. I think those people don't know, haven't mastered the art of the roll. I'm not saying I've mastered it, but I'm learning it. And I'm trying to apply these lessons as I learn them. And so far, I can say that it's working for me. All right. So today, let's see, profile. Let's see. All right. Today, good morning, fellow bulls. The same guy who was kicking the crocodile. All right. Here, never change, PayPal, never change. PayPal, I'm having a bad day, sad smiley face, or sad face. And this guy thinking, when will this bitch have a good day? What's wrong? And this was awesome. So We Electrified posted about a book about Alex Karp, and I bought a hardcover copy on Amazon today. So I'm excited about it. So I put, instead of chasing the next green candle, I'll be chasing the next book about Palantir CEO Alex Karp. So this guy, I placed order today, $40 hardcover. I'm looking forward to reading it and just, learning more about him. So instead of chasing, instead of researching other companies, I'm just going to keep researching the company that I own. Here I kind of switched it up. Happy for all you NVIDIA bulls. Totally not jealous. NVIDIA, I'm having a great day. Smiley face. When will this bitch have a bad day? I'm happy for you. Totally happy for you, NVIDIA bulls. Not jealous at all whatsoever. Oh yeah, so here I actually created a thread of all of today's trades. I kind of talked about it already, but I could just show. I sold. Here I bought 32. Oh, I actually didn't talk about this. I used some of the premium that I received, and I bought 32 Palantir shares on the main account, so I can have a nice even 3,500 shares in the taxable to then sell covered calls on. So across the 3 accounts, I sold 38 covered calls for basically $1,400 in premium. So those $1,400 straight into the brokerage account. We also sold 10 cash secured puts for $640. Sold 9 more for $672. So a total of around $1,300 in premium for the cash secured puts. Here I sold the covered call on Tesla, and I received $210. And here's something that I did want to talk about a little bit today, and it's setting rules for yourself. If you're trading, if you're selling puts and calls, you want to have rules for yourself of when you're going to be closing out these trades, so that way you're not going based off of your gut feeling, off of emotions, off of greed or fear. For me, what's been working really well has been setting a percent change or a percent return on the trade, how long of a time period the trade has been on, and that's when I'm going to close it. So for me personally, if I open a cash secured put or covered call, and in the same day I get a return of 30% or higher, I'm just going to close it out. If it's before the day's over, I sell it in the morning and midday, afternoon, it's already up 30%. I'm just going to lock in those gains because that's easy money. That was the first, out of the whole, let's say I'm selling it out for 45 days. And in those 45 days, if I already received 30% of the total value in the first couple hours, that's easy money. Why would I wait out of the 45 days? Why would I wait 44 point something more days just to collect 70% of the remaining return when I could just wait for the next day or two and wait for a better setup? So, and then if I receive 40% or more in 1 to 2 days, then I'm going to lock it in. If I receive 50% or more in 2 to 5 days, I'm just going to close it. And eventually, let's say it's 20 days out, or 30 days into a contract, and then I get 70% or more, I'm just going to close it out. I'm not going to wait for pennies. I'm not going to wait for a 95% return when I could just lock in the 70% and again, repeat the process. So here I received, you can see here, I received $52 per contract, and I bought to close it today at $25 per contract. So my rule was 50% return in less than 2 days, then I'm going to take it. So, you know, that's kind of something I wanted to highlight for you guys, is to have your own rules of thumb. All right. Let's see. Oh yeah, and you know, hit the like, guys. You know, if you're watching this video, you know, please hit the like and comment down below what you think. Oh, I posted today's updates. Oh yeah, so by the way, likes are now private on Twitter. So if you go to someone's account and you hit the likes here, it's not going to show you at all. It's not even clickable. So I put as a joke, did you know likes are only private because Elon caught backlash for liking this post? And this one is the infamous prank on Amit. I might post a video again on YouTube and Twitter for you guys. It's when he was talking with Steve from Dividend Streams, and they were talking about Pokemon cards. I send them at this DM, or I tag him on this, and I said, hey, ask Steve how much this Charizard is worth. And with a straight face, without even knowing, he didn't even look at the picture, I guess. And he asked him with a straight face. It was the best. And I think that's it for today. All right, guys. Here's the shout-outs. You know, everybody for commenting, you know, and giving me feedback. You know, I really appreciate it. You know, hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. And I hope to see you guys tomorrow.